Hey, what's going on, team? Welcome back and welcome front. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this guy, and this is Newage's David, a la Skybound, as you can see, and he is prepared to go on the offensive. That seems to be all the rage. And the first toy that I remember doing this was actually YOLO Park's Optimus Prime, and it was kind of by accident. It was not meant to do this, but considering the model building capabilities of this toy, you're able to do from the bicep, swap it out from the bicep down, and not too bad, not too bad. The red actually looks really cool together. Oh, and before I forget, big shout out to members of this channel, The Orchard. Yeah, really appreciate y'all signing up. I hope you've been enjoying the content that I've been sharing there for members only. It is $3 a month, and so that's 10 cents a day. That's not too shabby-gabby. But if you want to find out more, the link is in the description, okay? This character over here, if you have not seen this character, yo, check out the review on the channel, MD005. He is absolutely phenomenal, and you can see that he can swap and do the Skybound gimmick. He has the busted face similar to David. He has the busted up ribs on the side. That's really cool. And he has the swappable Megatron arm that is fully integrated into his alt mode, and David pretty much has that as well. I've been wondering whether Hasbro is going to adopt this, like in any type of like true capacity. But either way, you know, we have third parties doing it, and I think it's pretty nice. Let me move these guys off the screen so that we don't get all blurified and stuff. And as I do that, I'll show you the accessories that he comes with. Hey, really quick with the commercial break from our sponsor, TF Safari, tfsafari.com. Check them out for all of your mecha needs from first, second, third, fourth party. They also do upgrades as well. You're not going to find a lot of sites that cater to different tastes and needs. tfsafari.com, and if you do go there, utilize the codes that you see on the top right corner of the screen and save yourself a little bit of change, man. They are a very reliable vendor. They are out of China. They ship to you in about 2 weeks, super sturdy boxes, and yeah, tfsafari.com. Can't say enough nice things about them, and so thank you so much, TF Safari, for sponsoring this video. Okay, so first he comes with the extra smokestack. I'm not sure why, because I don't think it plugs into the Megatron arm. In any way, so I don't know, maybe they just provided one because they print them out as pairs, who knows. But yeah, they do provide that. I also like the fact that they provide a non-busted up head in the event that, you know what, I want to make sure that Prime's having a good day today and he's not like broken up, and so you can swap that in, and that looks really beautiful. It's really interesting the type of blue and the gray that they've used for Prime. My guess is that this is to mimic the color palette that they use in the Skybound comics, which I am not very familiar with. Here we have his blaster, and same thing over here. The black is nice, and then we have that kind of muted gray in the background. It's that same gray that they use all throughout this Optimus. I don't know if muted is the right word, but it's like gray, but it has like tints of like yellowing, like sand or tan in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's that same color motif that they are using. And again, I believe they are just making it consistent to the palettes used on Skybound. This I think is really cool. He has these pointy fingers, but you can see one side is black and one side is blue to represent the Megatron and the Optimus halves on the different halves. So that's really nice. He does come with an Energon axe, but it is more Magnus blue than it is orange, and so I don't know if that's a Skybound thing. I don't know, but yeah, it's blue and not your typical orange. And then here we have the two separate hands, the black and the blue, representing Megs and Optimus. But going back to David, what a beautiful character. What a beautiful character. And there have been several renditions of this character released by Newage already. I will say I've handled several of them, but this one over here, the ribs actually don't sit up 100% perfectly. And I don't know why. I've done the transformation like several times before, and I've done it in accordance with what they have asked, but yeah, they just don't sit as well as some of the previous versions. And as you can see, I mean, some of the other ones also kind of slightly hung down, but this one's a little bit more egregious and excessive in that. And so I'm not a huge fan of that, but what can you do, right? It just might be like mold degradation. And if you're not familiar with Newage products, they are bona fide mini masterpieces. They do it better than anyone in this particular space. I know people are like, oh, it's kind of like a brand war between Magic Square and Newage. I don't think so, actually. I don't think Magic Square compares at all. I feel like it's kind of like the battle between Xbox and PlayStation. It used to be competitive, but PlayStation kind of like edged them out like by a lot. And yeah, because from what I understand, like Xbox is nearly defunct, the systems right now. But Newage, yeah, there's something special that they do with regard to the engineering. Everything is just so sublime, the way things transform, the way things move, the way the engineering is thought out. But with regard to that, I will say He looks great in all positions except this angle. I hate the way they did the chest. You see that, how it separates? Not a big fan of that. Looks good here, though. Very, very proportionate, but I really don't like that implementation. Yeah, that's the only downside. And sometimes I feel like it's hubris. They're like, hey, we're New Age. We're going to do whatever we want. and we're going to make our Grimlock super skinny and not attractive. But I don't know, man. But yeah, that's just me complaining about something that I've harped on over and over and over, that I don't like their Grimlock. But he looks great. He looks really great. And this pops off and it integrates, of course. It plugs into that bit over here in truck mode. You don't have to remove it or anything like that. And being that it is a mini masterpiece, you're going to see near double elbows and double knees as you start posing him and stuff. And you can see the Roman gladiator flaps kind of moving out of the way. He has ab crunches, a separate one from the hips. And there's another one also here, so that you can do a near full-on like yoga pose. That's wild. I wish I could do that. Chest to knees. That is nuts. And then, of course, he has the 360 Zangief spin on him. So again, yeah, when I say mini masterpiece, I'm not only talking about the engineering, I'm also talking about the poseability as well. Beautiful, just absolutely beautifully done on the hands of Newage. And now, since we talked about that engineering, we can go into it a little bit deeper, and you can really see all the glorious goodness of the engineering that they hide inside, okay? Okay, let's transform David. As you can see, I've removed the fusion cannon over here, and then we can start by just rotating the arms at the biceps and make sure that the elbows are kind of facing outward. So he's like, huh? Just do that. And then this back piece over here, you're going to lift up on that tiny panel. You're going to straighten this bit out. And you're going to take these cylindrical pieces and flip them 180 degrees. And this little panel bit, this little tab, you're going to fold up the opposite direction where it was at. And then you are going to fold in these pieces so that this becomes all like narrow. And then from here, you're going to pull this entire bit out. And then you're going to fold in the David head. It will recess completely. Right now, there's some chunky bits on the inside that prevent it from doing 100%. And so you can just kind of keep it there. There is full clearance, so don't worry about that. And then you can just fold and swing the arms back like so. And then you will spin this waist like so, and then crack it open. I believe that's where we're at. All right, I had to consult the manual about something, but anyway, neither here nor there. Over here, you're going to unlock this kind of like double hinge, and then these will come down, and you can start spinning them around. But you know what? You can actually just kind of keep it vertical for the time being, because what's going to happen is this piece you're going to bring down and spin. You do need clearance for that, so just make sure these are all out of the way. Okay, maybe it's better like that. Cool. And these you are going to orient so that the tires are facing downward. I know it's a little bit of a mess right now, but that's okay. Everything will get fixed up later. And so you're just making sure that this is kind of aligned with everything here. And as it's coming together, you'll find that now, because all this extra stuff has been removed there, the head can now sit down. And as that's happening, this piece, you will lift this entire section up. Then you will see that there are all these goodies that you can fold out. Like, it's really quite ornate and very origami-like how this is done. And then in order to fill this bit out, you will spin this section, and then you can just kind of bring the arms back for a second for the sake of clearance. Once more, you'll just kind of flip that forward, and then do that. I may have to kind of zoom this in later when I do editing, because I feel like I'm kind of too far away right now. And now after you've done that, you can start unorigamiing, unfolding these bits. And then you can bring this section down, and you can see that's the very, very recognizable front cab of Optimus Prime, and that's very, very beautiful. Oh, excuse me, of David. And then you can kind of close these up. And if it looks like there's seams and it's not closing up, don't worry. It'll do it on its own eventually. And so Yeah. Oh, and then I kind of forgot. This bit over here, we will be closing up because that's going to be the back of the truck. And then later on, this is going to unfold once everything is in place, and it will actually tab into the bottom of this, making it very secure. But for the time being, we'll we'll just kind of keep it like that. All right, let's go ahead and do the Megatron arm. And then what you can do is actually, you need to kind of open this up again. And there is a flap over here. And once you open that all the way, it will allow this to compress. But actually, take that back. You got to spin this around. Or no, you don't. You don't. It's just like that. Yeah. And then there is going to be a tab and slot mechanism on the inside, as you can see, that will allow you to secure this there. And then this also, there is going to be a tab and slot right on the underside that will allow you to bring it up. And then you can close this all up. And if you've done everything right, it should close up pretty securely, removing most of the seams. Nice, right? All right, and the Optimus arm is more or less the same, but the flap is just a little bit different. And so you're going to open this up and have it kind of compress in on itself. I do believe the fist has to be spun in a specific way for better clearance, but let's see. So we'll do that. We'll start closing this up. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nice and solid there. Nice and solid there. And now we can start, and this little bit will tab in. There's a small little section over here, and then finally, to close off the show, you can bring this down. This is on a double hinge, and so make sure that it is all the way out, and you will be able to tab it into the arms, and hopefully the sculpt doesn't get messed up too much, and everything is sitting where it's supposed to be. The legs do kind of like flummox me, but they're done in such an intelligent way. I may need a spudger because you have to open these bits up. And last time, they were kind of hard to remove. Yeah, you do have to open them up. As you can see, they're separating there, but all right, I'm not going to lose a nail. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, got the spudger. I might be doing a couple of things out of order, so just kind of bear with me, but yeah, you do need to crank that open. You do it for both sides. The Newage engineering is just so intricate, you know, and you're going to get these and you're going to flip these over. At the same time, you're going to bring out that center section. And then from there, we will get this piece. And that bit will fold up, because this entire section, isn't that crazy? Will flip around like that. That's wild, right? That's so nuts. That's just so nuts, right? Just seriously, a marvel of engineering, really. Marvelous engineering. And then we'll bring that down, and this will fold up eventually over here. And then we do the same thing for this side. We're going to spin this bit, and we're going to spin that entire bit, and then we're going to bring down the little gas tank thingy. We're going to bring this up, and we'll bring that up. Then we'll close these bits up, and ultimately you want these up so that it becomes the trailer hitch, as you can see, right? Now the feet, they do something unique. I think they spin around on the ball joint, and let me actually just kind of bring everything together like that. And it's the way they compress that's messing me up right now. It might just be like that. Let's pretend that it is, and we'll just kind of close them up. And then I will check the trusty manual, the instructions afterwards, to see if this is correct. But I do get the sense that it is just like this. And I think that's him. I think that is Mr. David. And then, oh, of course, then we can get the fusion cannon. We can mount it up top. And that is a good looking truck. Let me double check the instructions and just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I checked, and yeah, it is correct. It is correct. He's a beautiful toy, albeit he is a bit panely, you know. I mean, he is a mini masterpiece, and so you're going to see a lot of flips and panels, bits and things like that, but still, he does look very, very nice. For what it's worth, this stuff is pretty cool, covering all the leg bits, coming up and meeting the waist part, and yeah, the feet are just kind of chilling there. But again, not too bad. It cleans up pretty good on the bottom too. Very, very, very nice, a la Newage, and as you can see, fusion cannon, all what is it? It's flush over here. That's very, very nice, and it looks good. Looks like Prime. Looks like David. No trailer with this guy, and yeah, I don't know if that's a Skybound thing, but again, yeah, you'll have to let me know. But yeah, I hope habanero. I hope you have enjoyed the video. It was a bit of a challenging one for me. His transformation always kind of flummoxes me, and I think it's because all of the stuff going on over here. But nonetheless, once you get everything to work, similar to like a Rubik's Cube, it is a satisfying and enjoyable experience once you can kind of navigate some of the wizardry and the trickery that they use in the engineering, huh? Anyway, thanks for watching, friends. I will talk to you next time. Bye.